This is Tacos Live with Jay and Jeff. Boys, how are we doing?
Excellent. We are excellent because we have an amazing guest and we're on live streaming Made in the USA promo show. I'm a little bit thirsty right now. Just a minute. I'll let Jeff talk.
Yeah, well, I'm thirsty too.
He's thirsty too. We're thrilled to be here. We have Brittany David from Snugs. Could it get any better than that?
What's up?
Round of
Couldn't get much
applause.
better than this.
Round of applause with big hands and little hands. We're here for you.
Love it. So before I jump off here and go monitor all the comments, by the way, this is live on Promo Show's Facebook page and Promo Corner's Facebook page. So if you want to ask any questions or you have a little thought about what's going on, go ahead and throw it in the messages over on the side. But other than that, let's get a tacos up for
Tacos
the
up.
gram.
Oh my goodness. You know what I did? I did something special.
I
brought two. Are you ready for this?
Yeah. Oh my God.
Baby tacos.
Baby tacos.
Baby
for the
tacos.
win.
They're like one bite tacos. Ah.
That is fantastic. All right. I am going to jump off. I will see you guys here in about a half an hour for a quick bite of those tacos.
Yes, indeed. Brandon, you're the man. You're the man with the plan. And Jeff, like you said, we can't go long. We can't go off into the weeds and these crazy taco stories or recipes or any of that. We have to stay focused.
They have a live show, and we're
and apparently people are watching today, which is like, whoo, what do we do? I'm feeling a
Do you
little.
think we might have more than 2 people watching? Three?
Brittany, I'm sure invited her family, so you know.
Yeah, we've got an audience. They all end in David.
Brittany, we're so glad you're here. We're so honored to have you. We're so lucky. This is awesome again. This is like round number 2 or 3. We don't really care. We're just grateful that you took some time to share with us because Snugs is an amazing line and you guys have world-class but built in the USA products, and we want to talk about that. So welcome.
Thanks for having me. So good to see you guys again. It's so weird that it's been virtually for about over a year now.
It is, and time has gone
Always
by,
happy
and
to
we're
be
like,
here.
okay, when are we going to get back together again? Because that's what I want to do. Soon, I hope. Soon, no doubt.
Sooner than later.
For sure. So let me share my screen. We've got a couple of cool things to talk about. Obviously, we're here live. This is the Tacos Live with Jay and Jeff, and now Brittany. So thank you, Promo Corner, and all of the wonderful sponsors that made this possible. More importantly, thank you today. Brittany, I always forget. You're a pretty big deal at Snugs. Let's be real. Let's lay it out there. Let's put it out there. I know you like to be humble and say, no, it's a team, and it is. But remind us, like, you're the super VIP of all things promo at Snugs, right? What's your title? Not that others care, but I care.
My title is Chief Revenue Officer, but you're right. I get to work with the most amazing team over at Snugs, and I get to work closest with sales and marketing and product development. So that revenue engine, it's been a lot of fun.
The revenue engine seems to want to start revving up on my slides right now. And I love that title, by the way. I love that title, by the way. Yes, Jeff, jump in. Talk to me.
Yes, I'm going to jump in. You know, before we move ahead, and there's so much cool stuff to talk about, but there's a reason why Brittany's been on our show a lot and Snugs is mentioned on our show a lot.
Yes.
And not just by us. What happens in our show when we talk about epic marketing and branding and great companies, there are just a few companies that seem to pop up. And Snugs is one of them. And you know, it is a pleasure to have Brittany on the show. And I do want to do a shameless plug for something else we're doing with Snugs next month with, we're getting old Jeff Anderton. I don't know, he's going to crawl out from behind a camera. And Brandon Brown, even the marketing genius over there, we are going to be talking about the effective use of video, you know, for distributors and how that generates sales. So I don't want to move forward without mentioning why, you know, yes, you're a great Made in the USA company, and we're going to talk about that. That's going to be awesome. But I just got to do a rah for everything that you guys do, and that.
You're right, Jeff. You are 100% right. Brittany, if you don't know this, because I don't expect you to watch every Tacos with Jay and Jeff show, but you guys come up consistently. Someone is bragging about Snugs. So we've always said from the beginning, we go where the tacos take us, and they often take us to Snugs USA. So compliments to you and your team.
And again, just wrapping up with my shameless plug is what we're going to do is going to be really cool, talking about video and how distributors, without all the cool stuff that Anderton has, can be effective in their marketing. And anyway, let's move on and talk about.
Well, let's do move on, and let's check this out, because the Lanyard King has spoken. And if you haven't been to the Snugs USA website recently, you will see this as one of their main slides. And they have, speaking of epic video, you have to go watch this video on their homepage. It is so good. I was like, I watched it 3 times last night, Brittany, laughing out loud. And my kid's like, Dad, this is getting awkward. You need to stop. And I'm like, but you don't understand. This is so good. This is so fun. This is so playful. And yet it makes an epic point. And the fact that you guys are talking about neck bling instead of lanyards is not lost on me. But I love that you're reframing it. Tell us more about, how does one become the king of neckwear bling? Neck bling, Brittany. This is so cool.
You have to be connected to Jeff Anderton. I think he is the king of all things video. Man, he is a whiz. I know, Jeff, you gave him a great plug, and you guys are going to get into something fun next month, but he is just creative genius. And that whole team works together from concept, but the shooting and the creativity and the editing, I mean, it's all about the visual effects, but you also have to stand out, right? And I think visually there's one way, but how do you make lanyards fun? And sometimes that's what they get. They're like, we're promoting lanyards again. How do you make lanyards fun? So they almost have to entertain themselves to get jazzed up about certain things. And since the pandemic, you know, lanyards weren't necessarily the go-to item until we made it a mask keeper, right? Double-ended to be able to keep on your neck.
Right, very smart
But
move.
other than that, they haven't promoted lanyards in a bit. So they were excited about a refresh, and lanyard bling is the way to go.
I love it. I was so jacked up. I was like, this is great. It's UA. The video's like, maybe 4 minutes. Seriously, it's well worth watching. So of course I'm promoting the fact that people should go visit your website, but becoming the king of neck bling, I think it's a great message. And the other thing I love is that your team does an amazing job of creating collateral marketing materials that all distributors can use. So it's okay for them to borrow this story, right? This cheekiness, this fun, and refresh it. They should be too. Wouldn't you agree with me, Britt?
Yeah, they try to make everything so that it's shareable content. So we'll have things that we mean directly to go to distributors, but also we try to make the lifespan go a lot longer to be able to share that it's not so all about Snugs, but it's all about a message that anyone can enjoy inside or outside of the industry. So what's a fun commercial you'd actually subscribe to, and not the ones that you have to wait 35 seconds before clicking to the next video on YouTube.
Yeah, or giving up all of your information. So fun, so great. I love it. Thank you for explaining this, and the fact that it is USA made. So that's the point of this show. That's why we wanted to talk about this, and we do get in on the technicals a little bit. You can talk about this as much or as little as you want, Brittany, but these are important pieces in your line, right?
Yeah, for sure. And one thing that the FTC has said about USA made, because I think we almost get into a tricky area, because they consider USA made as all or virtually all. And so your interpretation of all or virtually all, I guess all should be all, right? But virtually all could be very different than mine. And so even when you look at that lanyard you had on there, there's components that are metal and they come from China. So no surprise there. We get split rings and crimps from China, and that's where they're made. They don't really have them at many places to get USA made, right? So on there it says PRC, which indicates that it's from China. So sometimes whenever somebody's asking for something that's USA made, the real question is, why do you want it to be USA made?
Whoa, hey, that was pretty cool. I dare you to do that again.
Oh man. But I think that that's important. Of why do people care about USA made to begin with? And I think besides going into product, is it about compliancy? When you get into compliancy, is it the materials and the testing? Is it about social compliancy? Is it that you want to have an economic driver in the US? So I think even for distributors to ask that question, if we want something USA made, well, what does that mean to you? Because then I would say most of the products in our industry are not all USA made. There is some component, even as you get into personal care, of an ingredient that could come from Spain, or having redundancy in supply chain, things like that. So it's interesting to the whole conversation about USA made and why that's important. Some people don't care at all. Some people care a lot.
Yeah, no, I think that's just it. You nailed it, to have that conversation. Jeff, you were going to jump in. What were you going to say?
Well, I was going to jump in because in anticipation of the show, I was wondering if I should even mention this, because Jay, oftentimes I'll theme my attire based on the you know, what's happening. We got a promo kitchen chef. I'm wearing a PK shirt and all this. And
So is this a USA made shirt? What do we got? What do you?
it is not. And I thought, but
Oh.
the point is, I don't know that I have a USA made shirt. And I
Well,
probably
there
do have
are.
a t-shirt somewhere, but it'd be old and ratty, and I wasn't going to wear that because Brittany deserves better. So, but I mean, I did think that was a little odd, and I go, well, okay, this seems like an appropriate spot to mention that, but I just don't know
Well,
that I have a USA.
I think first of all, we know that it is available. You can find
Oh yeah,
USA grown organic cotton, USA assembled, USA printed. You could top to bottom, start to finish. It's out there, but it's also going to come at a little bit of a price. But I think Brittany brings up an even more important point. Thank you for saying that, Jeff. I'm going to kick it over to you before this delivery man decides to break into my house.
Oh, you have some dogs. Would that'd be like me when we're going to move right past that. Actually, I will say REI has replaced Amazon as the delivery of the day. But anyway, that's another story. And maybe some of that REI stuff is made in the USA because they're socially responsible, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. Whatever. Let's go back to Brittany. Let's talk about this.
Brittany brought up this really important point, and I just want to emphasize it again, and if there's anything to add before I go forward, Brittany, on this particular dye sublimated, you're doing that in-house. That's happening at Snugs, right?
We're doing it in-house, but even that has evolved a little bit. So obviously we print the paper, we transfer the paper, we have the WEPO that's white that makes up the lanyard. So we have a version that's more of the USA made. Again, the components are from overseas, but we also have production in our facility in Mexico. So again, understanding if something needs to be USA made or what that driver is. The good thing about USA made for things like lanyards for us, and Jeff, you had talked about organic cotton. We do have some lanyards that are 100% USA made from a cotton source that we have. But the importance of USA made for this is really next day turn. You need something quick, you need it full color, you need it totally custom. I think the USA made portion of that's important to people is, can I get something next day? You don't have to wait for overseas, production time, pricing, low quantities. I think that's the real feature of USA made that resonates with people. It's probably less the product itself and more the delivery aspect.
Excellent point. Okay, so moving right along into another buy one, give one. What is this all about? I was like, oh my gosh, are you guys getting in on this promote the good? Of course you are. Tell me.
Yeah. Well, you know, it's one of those things that giving back is part of the Snugs culture. And we do a lot of things under the radar. We have a committee called Snugs Gives. We donate tons of products and we do things in a pretty altruistic fashion. We're not flashy, hey, look at us doing good. And I know for some people it sits differently of showcasing the good, but people have said, we want you to do something. We love your product and we want it to have a give back aspect. And so what's everybody buying in 2020 and now moving into 2021, a staple is sanitizer. And so these 8-ounce bottles, now through the end of the year, we are donating a 1-ounce bottle for every 8-ounce bottle that's sold. And so the great thing with the 8-ounce bottles is it's something you can put on your desk for back to work. It's something that's not just a one-time or a couple-time use, but it gives us that chance to give back. And we've had a few really large quantity orders. One was for a hospital where their donation was made to the same hospital. Most of the give back is to local areas in the community. So we are about to do something for a couple of schools in West Jordan, which is where our company is located, to give back to them. So just a fun, kind of an interesting way to try to push that through of something that we were already doing anyway, but allow people to get in if they want that story to share.
And I don't know if, Jeff, you care too much about it, but I've grown to care about where my sanitizer is made. It's important to me for safety reasons as well as for the feel and the smell. Some of them are just, let's just call it what it is. They're not pleasant. So
I knew we were going to get here. The FDA facility. So take it away, Britt.
Yeah.
Tell us more.
We are an FDA registered facility and we have spent hundreds of thousands of dollars bringing our testing in-house. So when we get all of our raw materials, the raw materials come with a C of A. to show what's actually in them. And then we test them before we even mix chemically compound. And then we retest the batch as well and have retention samples. So when it comes to personal care, including sanitizer, I think that's what people are looking for, is where did it come from? Because
Right.
water is the main ingredient
Yep.
in pretty much any personal care item. And so making sure that you have pure water and not moldy water or gross water that might come from somewhere else
Ooh,
makes a big difference to how that product turns out. So
moldy water, yuck.
Is that
nobody wants moldy water.
so, Brittany? When there was a big controversy about with this run on sanitizer, and some sanitizers coming in from overseas, and people were saying it smelled that could probably be from the bad water in polluted countries or whatever.
Some of it could be water. Some of it was different grades of alcohol. So depending, and they were just
Yeah.
trying to get grades of alcohol out, right? So the more that you purify it, the less of that scent you get. So we even had some different alcohols that were a little bit different because that's what we had. So it was safe and compliant, but did have a different scent too. It wasn't the stinky stuff and didn't come from water, but in that shortage, you had people using tequila,
Anything.
drinking alcohol, whatever they could find that they could get by. And the FDA was a little bit loose on the rules since it was a pandemic and the sourcing was so scarce.
Yeah,
There's also ingredients like carbomer.
It was a normal opportunity for us when we'd pull up. You take a shot of tequila and rub it on your hands, and then you're
Yep.
good to go.
Good to go
And then
outside and inside.
On your hands, and then
Yeah,
it's kind of
it works, right? But don't do that.
combination.
Don't do that with hand sanitizer, right,
Yeah.
Brittany?
Yep. Don't do it with hand sanitizer. It's not for drinking.
Thank
Well,
you.
just again, ADD moment. Let's just think back to what that was like a year ago, when that is really some weird stuff, and now I think, I feel in California it's a little more normal, but that sanitizer was being this thing that was just odd. The whole deal was odd.
Well, hopefully it's stabilized now, right, Brittany? You guys have kind of a flow now. Everything's back to a seamless flow, or a workable flow, or something like that.
Yeah, it's definitely more normal. One thing that it taught us was to get a lot of other backup sources. And that goes into, again, all and virtually all. Not all of the raw ingredients come from the USA. So even though we receive everything, we have our water system here, the purifier, do all of the chemical compounding. Some ingredients come from all over the world. It just
Right.
depends where those raws are manufactured.
Well, that's a great lesson. I know we've learned a lot. Is there anything more you want to say about this amazing USA-made 8-ounce sanitizer with a pump?
No, I just say sanitizer is such a hot commodity. So whoever you are using, to your point, make sure it's something you want to put on your hands and make sure it's doing what you want it to do. So
Yeah, well
you should
said.
always ask for testing on that kind of stuff, whether it's stability testing or kind of know what you're looking for from the USA made angle of that.
Yeah, and remember, this is pretty personal, so it's going to be something that's important to have all of these details and variables figured out before you hand out something with your brand on it that's going to leave a horrible impression, which would never happen here. And I love, love, love the fact that you've got the buy one, give one. That's such a cool promotion. And it really gives a distributor a story to help tell, to say we are making a difference because this amazing supplier, our partner, true partner, not just a vendor, has gone above and beyond and is doing a donation where 1 ounce gets donated. So cool. Good on you guys. Not surprised at all. Jeff, what were you going to say?
Yeah, and here again, it's about the distributor feeling really good about the product that they're selling, and using this story as a competitive advantage over some guy, price or whatever it is. I think that's something the distributors can really feel good about as they move forward selling in this marketplace.
And I assume, Brittany, that all of what you just said totally applies to this lip balm. Would you agree with that, or am I going out too far on a limb?
Nope, it does. And it's one of those things where I know it's been a while since most of us have been to a trade show, but how many trade shows have you been to that you can't remember getting a lip balm?
Yeah, right.
Jeff, how many lip balm do you have in your desk?
Well, I have a lot of lip balm, and of course my favorite is from Snugs, and we've done some branded through the years. We've done some branded
Yep.
ones for different events, and so Yeah, lip balm, and I use it too.
Well, it's one of those products that has a really long life cycle. I think I've gotten to the bottom of a lip balm once. It's kind of like you lose it before you actually get to the bottom. But
So
if you
true.
get a lip balm and you use it and it tastes like crap, you throw it in the garbage. If you get a lip balm and it feels good, it tastes good, you end up keeping it. So just kind of the life cycle of that. And I think that, again, with it being water based, you're looking for something that is, I mean, you're licking your lips when you put it on.
Yeah, it could not be
Don't
more.
you want to know that it's something that's safe?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely you do. I love it. I'm so glad. I also want to share this screen because you guys get the fun out, no doubt about it. So when I saw this,
Get the fun out.
whether it's sunscreen or lip balm or hand sanitizer, you guys have this amazing ability to be fun, to take this serious and be serious when it's important to, like explaining all of the FDA compliancy and what made in the USA or virtually made means, giving distributors that knowledge. But you're also a fun team. You're so fun to be around. You're fun with your graphics. You're fun. You're playful. Look at this. I mean, I thought for a minute that was Jeff Anderton, and I was like, dude, when did he start?
It should have been.
It could be.
He's rocking the red beard. If I grew
you can't
mine
see
out,
his eyes.
yeah, he's got coconuts fries. That's great. And it is coming up on summertime and things are opening up. And whether you live in the Southwest like I do in Arizona, or whether you live somewhere else, things are starting to open up a little bit. People are getting back to a routine it's a little bit more closely associated with normal, although Jeff's never been normal. California's never been normal. So I don't know what he's talking about. But thank you for sharing the fun too, Brittany. Your team does an amazing job. I know this isn't you cranking out these graphics personally, but you have an amazing vibe about it. And I just can't not highlight that, if that makes sense.
Thank you. I admire them. They're just so creative and so fun. And it makes selling fun. It makes product fun. It gives you a story to tell. And I think that being in this marketing world, that's what you're looking for. It's not just pushing product. It's how do you have your brand resonate and what are the stories your brand's telling, and being able to figure that out, I think it creates some magic.
Amen.
So it's not just product.
This is the part where I can jump in, and I always try, and I've done it through the show, but I always try to bring it back to our viewing audience. And I think the benefits you have by taking advantage of the collateral materials that suppliers like Snugs and many others have. I don't think distributors, if we can pound it home, take advantage of these materials that have been created, and in this case with Snugs and other suppliers we've had talked about here on the show. They're really great materials that you can use, and don't miss that opportunity. They make, like we said earlier, Snugs makes it very shareable, and then it gives you a competitive advantage over the guy that's just not doing it or just showing a picture or sending a plain boring sell sheet. Take advantage of what's available to you.
Make it fun.
Make it fun.
Make it fun. Get the fun out. I say fun. I say more USA fun. Made in the USA. So we've covered 3 products that you have more than that in your line. Obviously, we didn't have the time to go through everything, but we wanted to highlight the 3 that you wanted to highlight. So we started off with the lanyards, since you are the queen of lanyards, and neck bling. Then we've got the pump sanitizer, and then we've got the lip balm. So we're rounding third, kind of coming into home. I had to profile this. I had to say thank you for providing such great graphics, the vibe that you put off. If you're a distributor and you're not sure what to do, then at least be smart enough to emulate what really smart people are doing. And Snugs is one of them. So go visit their website, check them out and follow them on Instagram. They're constantly sharing great content, and they put a great vibe around it. So you're not stealing. This is why they put that content out there, is to be reshared, right? Brittany, do we need to make that any more clear?
Yes. Oh my gosh. Jeff will love everybody for resharing. That's what he does it for. It's not just for us. It's for everybody to borrow.
I love that. It's so important. So in case you didn't know, I love these Factory Fridays. I had to put a little spotlight on this. Another batch of sunscreen being made right here in our USA FDA registered facility. So this is proof positive that the ingredients and the process are all in harmony. You can jump over to Snugs and get more information about that. Connect with your reps so that you can see what exactly does promo elevated mean. Love that hashtag. Please continue with the Factory Friday posts on Instagram, because I learn from it, and I know other distributors need it, and it really helps us with this partnership of preferred, you know, I can't even use the word vendor, so I'll say preferred partners, because this is what I think distributors miss. The boatloads of work behind the scenes just to get lip balm out, right? It's like an incredible process, and you guys are dedicated to it. So thank you for sharing some of these manufacturing things, and not just the sexy videos that are all polished up and all marketing. This is really important stuff.
Yeah, and we do tours. So during non-COVID times, if you're in Salt Lake City area and want to hop by, we love to show people a behind the scenes and get all gloved up and garbed up and go take a sneak peek, because that's one of the bonuses of being a true manufacturer. We're not just picking and printing. You actually get to watch where it's all made like Willy Wonka style. So,
so we could go tour Snugs and see the Jazz play in one trip, and also
we could go skiing at Sundance, watch
Yep.
the Jazz play, go Willy Wonka style at the Snugs factory, tease Brandon, hang out with Brittany, and have tacos. Oh,
yep, have tacos.
Wow. We gotta plan our vacation, Jay.
I'll do it in a second. I think that's happening. That's a late summer party happening.
Come on over.
Come on up. Okay, so let's end on this. It would be remiss of me not to talk about our last USA made product. It's pretty remarkable, and it's something that will forever be emblazoned and sealed in my memory, because this says it all. This will
The USA made llama.
made in the USA. Look at that. I cannot get these pictures out of my mind. We love the llamas. I know it's coming up on 2 years ago now, but for those of you who do not know, this was one of the last major, I think the last PPI major expo, was it not?
Yep.
Unbelievable how time flies. And those llamas are adorable. Jeff, what do you say? What's on your mind?
The llamas will never die. Brittany and the llama story, I mean, it is epic. It is something we've shared on the Taco Show and the free promo tips and all our stuff. This battle between marketing and we had it on the show, the battle between marketing and sales, and how Brandon Brown didn't get how that was going to work, and Brittany, fought for it. And I actually talked to Brandon Mackey about the whole thing. This battle internally was a great story. And, Brandon, all the Brandons were.
But the fact of the matter is, you owned the expo with those llamas, and people still are talking about it. And how does that connect to lip balm and sanitizer and lanyards? It really doesn't, but it connects to your vibe. It connects to your playfulness. It connects to a memory and a story and a feeling. And that's what's in my heart today, is the feeling that Snugs puts out there. They are a partner. They care. They're fun. They are smart. They're sassy. And all of that mixes together, and you get Brittany, David, and what more could you want? Oh, made in the USA. So it's like, duh, of course we're going to talk about the llamas. We love the llamas.
We love the llamas. Llamas live forever.
Love that. Well, we have reached the end of our show. We've got 2 minutes left. Brandon's here. He's probably got a question or a comment. He's ready to hook us off.
I was really upset, actually, because I had to work the booth and I didn't get to go see the llamas. I got to experience it through social media, and you guys do such a good job over there at Snugs. I mean, obviously you got an amazing film crew. I look up to every single one of those dudes on that crew. And yeah, so it was just captured so well, and that was awesome. That was awesome.
Good times. Good times. Well, we'll have more, I'm sure. They may not have llamas at the 2022 endeavor, but whatever it is, can't wait to see you guys in person and live. High fives, hugs. Get ready to hug. I'm sorry. You know what? I don't care if you have had your vaccine or not. I'm going to come over and hug you because I miss you guys. It's all about the peeps. Brandon, any comments? Any info? What should we do?
So everybody's in. I mean, just echoing everything that we're saying with Snugs. Everybody dropping links, their favorite projects that they've done with the stuff that Snugs has. So it's amazing that you guys do have all of that stuff, and I hope that more. And I love the way Jay was like, they're not just vendors, they're partners, because you guys do embody that word. So And
Thanks,
I
Jen.
love the other thing too. It's not stealing if we're putting it out there for
God,
you.
Mhm. Yep.
So,
it's designed to be shared. It was built for that purpose. Jeff Anderton made it super clear to me and the entire team. And by the way, don't ask for permission. If anything, ask for forgiveness. So just let it rip. Let's do this. Let's rebound. 2021 should be about the bounce back. Everybody falls. It's the bounce that counts, and we're ready for it. So Snugs has been a leader for a long time, and thank God, because they've got vision, they've got the facilities, they're FDA cleared, and they just give a damn. So what more could I say?
love it. Well, what you can say is
Thanks, Jay.
tacos up, and let's have a little bite to end this thing out.
Ooh, you can say tacos up, and you can have a quick, watch this,
Oh,
one
look
bite.
at you with the, I love it.
The baby taco.
Hey, tacos.
Well, while they are chewing those tacos, I want to thank everybody for watching today. I want to thank Jay and Jeff for being on our show floor at Made in USA. I want to thank Brittany David for being a phenomenal guest. And I hope we see you again on Tacos Live. That is for sure, because you're a great guest.
I'll come back anytime you ask me.
Awesome. Awesome. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching
Invitation's
Tacos
always
Live
there.
today.
2 thumbs
Thanks,
up.
guys.
Tacos up.